I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more. Do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a fool fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it, now I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one set, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, then you know what's next. Stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a false-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a fool fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. hands high. Through it all, I stay the same. I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right. I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life. I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose, and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Shout out to the Mafia. Guys, oh, God, what are we going to do with Bitcoin, guys? Bitcoin getting a little bit of a continuation to the downside here over the weekend as we were looking at some bearish signals on the chart, specifically that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red with our daily red dot printing. It did wind up giving us a little bit of a continuation to the downside. Should you be worried, guys, I want to talk about some specific things tonight, such as the higher time frames with our big push above the macro value area high, knowing we had that liquidity sitting up there, guys. Are we about to see a bigger pullback for Bitcoin? Obviously, guys, this week is going to be crazy volatile. We have a bunch of stuff going on. We obviously have the election, which is very likely to cause some washing machine moves in the market. So if you're out there trading, guys, please, for the love of God, be careful. Use your stop losses and be picky. Be picky with those trades. We were already being picky in the premium Discord earlier today, and it wound up paying out. As the first setup we were looking at, we were like, this one doesn't have enough confirmation. We wound up getting another drop lower, and then we wound up taking a trade. But I want to talk about some very important things, guys. Are we going to see that bigger move down? If we do, how low can we go? And is there a possibility that we're going to get saved here? Because obviously we have not broken any significant market structure just yet, so we can't necessarily look down to the 60s or the low 60s just yet. But we do see some things on the chart potentially pointing to lower prices. So I want to cover that. We looked at that on Friday. We saw the little continuation down. Is it over, or are we going to see bigger drops? I don't want to be bearish, guys. We'll give you the bullish case, the bearish case, and then I'll let you guys know which way I'm leaning and specifically why. I'm not just going to call for 0 for no reason. I'm not going to call for 100K for no reason. We got to keep it specifically tied to the information here that we have on the charts. But we'll cover everything, guys. Not all bearish. It's not all bearish. Don't worry. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Smash that like button, guys. YouTube is glitching, and it says we have 0 viewers right now. But I see a bunch of people in the chat, so I don't think that's possible. But shout out to you guys. Smash that like button if you have not already. Every 100 likes we get will give you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. Guys, we gave away $200 or $400 in Solana on Friday? I don't even remember. We gave away a bunch of Solana. We gave away a bunch of Cardano. Yeah, I think, did we give away hats too? I don't even know, guys. Smash up that like button if you want to get some free stuff on Friday's live stream. Okay, we got 600 people in here. Okay, shout out to Silver. Thank you for that update. So yeah, I guess YouTube is totally glitching out. But shout out to Seek Parabolic. What is going on? Mike Vito, Mike Paisan. We got Gen Z in the chat. Let's see. We got B Gold. Yo, shout out to John. Says, bring on the washing machine. It's my stepsister's favorite. Yo, shout out to John. Shout out to John out there. But anyway, shout out to 12 Big. We got Darren Does Things holding it down with Tyler Durden, Rob the Crypto Snob, Chemistry Rail, Captain Kirk, Crypto 89, Crypto Billy. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. I appreciate them endlessly. And if you love them as much as I do, show them some love in the chat, guys. We got the Emperor in the chat. We got John Vucci. I think we already did. Mike Vito, John Vucci. You're both my paisan. Shout out to both of you guys. Shirley Sound in the chat. And last, but certainly not least, guys, we got Skywalker in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Let's go ahead. Yo, shout out to June 1. Says, yo, Frank, we doing a 100x trade today? Maybe. We'll see what happens, guys. But let's go ahead and jump on into the charts here because we got a lot to look at, guys, as we have seen that next drop to the downside. Should you be worried? Should you be panicked? We're going to take a look at the high time frames, low time frames, all the good stuff. So smash that like button. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart. As we have gotten a little bit of a continuation down here, we are getting a little bit of a bounce. We are in a long position here as we were looking for some confirmation. So before we jump into that, guys, I will just show this in a little long here. It's only a $41,000 position. This is a little bit less of a smaller scalp position for me. Up about $387. Entered this not too long ago. Actually looking at this as a little bit more of a risky position here as far as, looking for this to play out in a very big way. Are we going to, I'm going to be looking at as a scalp for some very specific reasons, and you guys will figure out why after we take a look at the charts, because I am not necessarily anticipating this to get a huge rip to the upside, but I am in the long here, up 387 with the Mafia. Hopefully we can get it to come up a little bit more here, but again, not looking to hold that for too long here, guys, as we do have those bearish confirmations or bearish signals popping up on the chart, and I don't know how many people are out there talking about it. Rather, they are likely talking about the election coming and everything ripping to all-time highs, which obviously is not impossible. We'll take a look at the bullish case as well. But also, shout out to Blowfin. Tony D, can you let me know in the chat, do we have a deal? Do we get that deal going on for the Mafia on Blowfin? Let me know. How low can we go? Yeah, shout out to Simano. We're going to talk about it here. But yeah, getting a little local bounce to the upside just to cover that locally here. We did come down to some very key levels of support. We're actually looking in the premium Discord for a long position a little bit higher up, but I did not want to take it as we didn't have a ton of confirmation. I wanted one more last drop to the downside, and we did wind up getting it. And now we are finally getting a little bit more of a bounce. But we'll cover this in a minute, guys. I do want to take a look at the higher time frames. We're going to start off on the weekly. We're going to do that top-down analysis that we all love and see if we can predict this next move on Bitcoin. Now, obviously, guys, like I said, we do have the election. We have a lot of stuff going on this week. Things are probably going to be very volatile. So either way we go, is that volatility going to be a big rip to the upside for all-time highs, or is it going to be a bigger correction, as I know a lot of people are expecting upward price action for Bitcoin? Are we going to get a shocker correction here before finally, ending up to come into all-time highs? Now, I will just say this, guys, just to clear any confusion up for anybody new here, if I am talking about moves to the downside, just to get this out of the way, I am not necessarily expecting a big bear market to come in or anything like that. We might talk about some scary targets down here, but that would not be the end of the bull market, in my opinion. It would just be some kind of complication / market maker tomfoolery before finally getting those big moves to happen, right? So we're going to talk about all those kinds of situations, but it all starts here, guys, on the higher time frames as we've been consolidating for this kind of 7-month period. Are we going to just wind up getting another correction back down to the bottom of the range, or can we put in the higher low and get out of here? We're going to take a look at both options, but starting off here, guys, one thing I will just bring up. When we were looking for this potential push, and let me pull up the main range here, the major volume profile that we've been looking at that has helped us call almost all of these moves up and down. I will just kind of point out, as we have been looking for price to break that value area high, we knew that we had all that liquidity before we even approached, right? Before we even got up to that value area high, we knew that we had all that liquidity sitting up here, which made us anticipate if we were able to break this value area high, that made us anticipate a very violent pump to the upside, and we expected things to get we expected things to get moving very quickly if we crack that value area high. And this is where we say everybody and their grandma is going to be super bullish because they're going to see the green candles, think that that means that we're going up, right? Even though we're going up currently on those green candles, they just think, oh my God, this is the breakout. We're going to 100K. This is the bull market. 4-year cycle. It is the bull market. But as you guys know, we knew those liquidations were sitting up here, so we knew that that push to the upside was likely going to be due to all of those short liquidations getting taken out and those stop losses getting hit, causing that big impulse to the upside. And this was where we were then going to reassess the situation to see if there were bearish confirmations for a pullback or if there was going to be a good reason to anticipate higher highs. And we were in the premium Discord, at least. We didn't look at this in real time on the YouTube channel because we did it in the premium Discord. But we got that move up. We got that consolidation, and we did get that short entry or that short setup from the high here after we consolidated a little bit. And there were those bearish confirmations, and we did get the drop to the downside. And in hindsight, guys, I'm going to talk about, obviously, at that point, if we got rejected, don't forget, guys, with these volume profiles, deviation above the high is looked at as an overvalued asset. This is where you want to be looking for the shorts if you get the confirmations, right? You're not just waiting to come out of here and shorting, but when you get those bearish confirmations, which we did see here, at least in the premium Discord, for that short setup to the downside, this is, the next anticipation would be, hey, let's see if we can get a move back down to the value area high. And then once we get stuck inside of that range, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC of the range. And what did we just come down and tap here, guys? We just came down and tapped that point of control of the range at $67,000, which is, speak of the devil, the most important level of support that we possibly could look at right now. I'm going to get into that in just a little bit more in a minute. But as you guys know, last week, we were looking for that potential continuation down, being with that or looking down towards that POC at 67K, being the most key level of support because it is the macro POC of our overall range, guys. If we wind up losing this POC decisively, closing higher time frame candles underneath this level, this is what, in my opinion, is going to open up the downside or the doorway to much more downside for Bitcoin. And let's not forget, just in the grand scheme of things here, as we look at the higher time frames, this is one of those scenarios that we were looking at, a potential swing failure of those highs before a bigger correction comes in. Now, does this mean the bull market's over? We're never going to 100K? No, not at all, right? At least currently, we have not broken any significant lows, right? If we can maintain higher lows above these lows here of around 65K, we could still potentially look for a move back to the upside. But with the way money flow looks right now, and this is something we looked at even last week. Remember, the daily red dot with that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red, which I'm going to mark out right now, was one of those things that was making us say, hey, we are probably going to see the continuation of this downtrend based off that daily red dot and the 90-minute money flow crossovers. This is a very simple and easy strategy that we use here on the channel to predict these moves. And what happens? 90-minute money flow crosses over into the red. You wind up coming in lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And we continue that downtrend as we would expect. The TA absolutely playing out perfectly. We wound up getting that move down to this next key level. And again, we are in that scalp long. Actually, we're continuing to pop up here a bit, up 512 now on the little $41,000 long. Starting to approach, what is this moving average? What is this thing? I thought that was going to be the VWAP. But yeah, starting to get that continued push to the upside here. Not too shabby. Shout out to the premium. Good thing we waited for that next little, confirmation, because we would have gotten stopped out of that first trade. As we look at this, guys, that 90-minute money flow crossover gives us the continuation to the downside as expected. And now we have just bounced off of this very key level. Now, I will say, guys, based off money flow right now, and just based off the fact that this does look, right, this weekly candle close Does this mean that we can't go back up to all-time highs? Absolutely not, right? But I will say this kind of, shooting star candle here, kind of hard to circle here on a high time frame, but this candle right here does not look very bullish, right? This is a shooting star, aka just a bearish reversal candle, right? We got that big wick to the upside, showing that buyers tried to come up. But likely this was, we know, based off of liquidations happening, right? You wick above that level, you come back down. We basically SFP'd this value area high. Are we going to get the bigger cool off? Now, I will say, as we come over to the higher time frames, I mean, weekly VWAP on the way to the downside, looking for a red dot. If we print that red dot on the weekly, guys, over the next week, it could give us a move down. Coming over to the 6-day. 6-day also looking for the red dot. 5-day. Looking for the red dot as well. And then our 4-day and our 3-day are now printing red dots. This was another thing that we were looking at that was making us lean a little bit bearish. We came up, we swept the liquidity above the highs, and most of all, we got back below that value area high at 70,150. This is the key level. As long as we remain below this range, that POC was open, right? And with that 90-minute money flow crossover happening, it made it very likely we would come down there. And until we wind up getting back above this level, guys, it could be likely that we are going to remain within this range, potentially losing that POC for the bigger drop down. Now, I'm not just going to be looking directly to 60,500 now, although that would be a higher time frame or longer term target if we were going to, that'd be way further down the road if we were going to get down there. We do have local support levels down here that I will look at in just a second. But just in simple terms, $67,000 PLC, guys, absolutely key. We lose that level, higher time frame rejections, right? Higher time frame candle closes below this, not looking good, right? Just like we knew when we lose that value area high, we're going to look for the POC. If we lose that POC, we could potentially be opening the door for these lower levels, eventually ending up at the macro value area low. Ending at that macro value area low at 60,500. Now, I'm not necessarily calling for 60,500. It's an if this then that statement. Right now, we're holding on top of the POC technically, but if we come on over here, looking at the 10-hour money flow starting to come out here, this 10-hour money flow crossover into the red, guys. Just like the money flow crossover on the 90-minute that helped us identify that we could probably come down to that POC with that daily red dot, we have that weekly red dot with our 10-hour money flow crossover into the red. This is another thing that could call for more downside potentially. And we're going to, again, we'll take a look at the bullish case, which is kind of clear, right? Like we just put in the higher low and we rip up from here. Is that possible? Absolutely. I mean, hey, we're in a long right now. If it happens, we could cash out. However, we have to keep an eye on the bearish case here, the fact that we swept the liquidity above and the fact that money flow on this 10-hour is coming into the red. Remember, almost, every single time we look at something like this, we come back and we say, hey, what were we looking at on the money flow that was making us anticipate the move down? We go to that time frame, and typically those money flow crossovers with the specific red dots that we're looking at do cause the bigger move. Now, again, we're not getting the weekly red dot just yet, right? We're not getting the weekly red dot just yet. But if that VWAP comes down, we have to front run these signals. If that weekly red dot prints, and we wind up getting that 10-hour money flow crossover into the red, that 10-hour money flow crossover might be the thing that starts the bigger trend to the downside. Remember, the money flow is what overall will predict the trend, right? Money flow indicates the overall trend. Just like you see the money flow crossover into the green here, what happens, right? We go high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? This is money flow in the green. Once that money flow comes into the red and crosses over, right, you could easily fake out here and come back into the green. Not saying that upside is not impossible. Like I said, we are currently in a long position, right? I'm not looking, there's not, oh my God, bear market, everything's going to zero. Remember that. But if we look at that money flow crossover, it could be the thing if we get that weekly red dot, right? Maybe we get a retracement. I am going to be looking for shorts for lower highs and continuations down. It does not mean that I'm going to just randomly short on pumps. But if we get the lackluster retracements and we get those bearish confirmations, just like up here, guys, everybody wanted higher prices. We said if we get the bearish signals, we're going to be looking for the pullbacks. We did. We talked about it on the live stream, and we got it, right? I know nobody wants to hear lower prices incoming. And again, I hope I'm wrong, right? We were saying last week, like, I hope if there's any time that my analysis is wrong, I hope that it's now. I hope that I'm just completely wrong and the charts are going to lie and we're just going to rip up. I pray that that is the scenario, but that is not necessarily what we're seeing here on the charts. And again, it's not all doom and gloom, but I want to go over those bearish scenarios first. So, number one, we swept the liquidity above. We do still have some liquidity up there, but we swept the liquidity above. That's number one. Number two, the higher time frame VWAPs, such as the weekly, coming down looking for red dots. That's number two, right? Number three, 10-hour money flow crossing over into the red, specifically with the weekly red dot looking to print. If those happen together, it could be a bigger move down. Now, if we come on over to some of these lower time frames as well, 3-hour money flow crossing over into the red. This is somewhat fresh and could continue the downtrend, right? This is why I'm saying if we do come back up, I am going to be looking for shorts on the way back up. If we retrace all the way back up to this value area high, I am going to be looking for shorts. Not only is it the value area high, but it is also confluent with our golden pocket 786 retracement. This is going to be the biggest level of resistance that I will be watching this week. Right? And here's the thing, guys. It's probably, regardless of what happens, it is very likely not going to be very simple, right? Especially with the elections, it's probably going to be absolutely ridiculous. The volatility is going to be insane, right? So we might even get like, oh my God, we're pumping, oh my God, we're coming back down, right? So it's probably going to be very volatile. So be careful out there if you're trading this week. To be quite honest, a lot of times I won't even trade this price action. I am currently trading it right now, but a lot of times when there's like news, FOMC, stuff like that, I sometimes will just sit out of trading, right? Because a lot of times it's a washing machine. And just let the dust settle. Usually it's like, longs, shorts get wrecked, then longs get wrecked, and then it picks an actual direction. But sometimes volatility is good because we need that volatility to make money. So, that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Key level of resistance right now. If we start breaking above this value area high /786 retracement at about 70,500, that could be the doorway to just maybe look up to all-time highs. But until we wind up breaking back out of this range, back up out of this range, as long as we remain in here, guys, we are going to be potentially open towards lower prices, right? And who knows? We might not even get the retracement that high. Again, 3-hour money flow crossing over into the red. 4-hour money flow is kind of choppy right now. But again, 3-day red dot, 4-day red dot. I don't know. But like I said, the volatility is likely to be crazy, so maybe the TA gets stepped on. I pray it does. But as of right now, nothing has really happened other than the acceptance into this range. Sometimes when you break out of a macro volume profile or any volume profile at that, you get the breakout and then you will either come down and test the value area high before another move up, and sometimes you come down to test that POC before another breakout. But I will say, based off money flow, guys, we would really have to start bouncing here. If we don't, I do think there's going to be more likelihood for downside, right? And we said that on Friday, right? As much as I don't want to say it, we said it and it happened, right? And that's because I don't just say things because that's what I think is going to happen or that's what I want to happen. I say it because that's what most things on the charts will point to, right? I'm only bringing the information. Don't hate the messenger, guys. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. But shout out to CJ, says money flow don't work. Well, I hope it's placebo, because if it's placebo, we make a lot of money off the money flow. So I'm just going to keep using it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Shout out to CJ. But yeah, that is that is pretty much what I'm looking at, guys. If we hold this POC, that's the dire level, right? Now, what happens if we wind up losing this POC? Are we automatically looking down to 60,500? No, absolutely not. I'm not just going to be like, oh my God, right? Like overall, in the long term, if we lose it, is it going to open the door down there? Absolutely. But we do have some other local levels we can look at. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and grab this stuff. I'm going to pull it into the main range, I guess. And then I'll pull up some of these local levels. Now, this is what there's the long setup that we're in. But this was the local level that we were looking at, local levels we were looking at on Friday, saying, hey, if we get that 90-minute money flow crossover, shout out to CJ, this is how the money flow helped us predict the continuation of the downside, 90-minute money flow crossover into the red, you can't trade this alone, but with that daily red dot, we knew that if that happened at the same time, which it did, it would likely give us lackluster retracements, lower highs, lower lows. Lackluster retracements, lower highs, lower lows. And where were we looking? Down below, as our guide, we were looking at this local volume profile saying, hey, we got the POC here at 67.7, and then we have the value area low down here, which was a little bit of a zone. You guys can see we dipped into that zone. That's where we took the long in the premium Discord. But this is what we were looking at, right? And what happens? Money flow crosses into the red. We come down to these levels perfectly, right? So, this is, 67K, we already came down and tapped it. I wouldn't even really care if we came down and deviated below this range. It's really the higher time frame existence below that $67,000 POC. If I pull that macro range up, you can see the POC at 67K is sitting right here, and then you have the value area low of this local range, making this a very key level of support. Now, if we came down, or even if we do come back down, and we start, bing-bonging around here, and we can get out of there quickly, that's no big deal. It's really the higher time frame candle closures down here. We start spending time down here, probably going to come a bit lower. And I'm going to talk about those lower levels in a second. But yeah, this is like by far the key level of support. If you do not want lower lows to come in locally, you want to hold above this value area low, 66,500, right? And hopefully we don't have to see that. Hopefully we just bounce off the macro POC here. But I don't know how likely that's going to be, right? Now, if we hide this, another level that I'm going to be looking at, guys, or another zone of kind of context is this 67K range. Yes, this should look familiar to the Mafia because we've been looking at this for quite some time. It helped us anticipate the move from the low here. Next likely place for price to go at that point is the POC, value area high. We deviated above the high. We shorted the top here in the premium Discord. Everybody was super bullish. Oh my God, bears are going to get wrecked. We saw the confirmations. We got the dump back to the downside. Caught the long here for a lackluster retracement for another short position, and then we wound up getting the big move up. Now, this range was able to help us with these moves, and it's going to help us with the moves on the way back down if we continue down, right? So you start losing the 67K macro POC, right? 67K macro POC, start losing that. I will also be looking at this range. This value area low is coming in at $64,550, right? This is another thing we can look at for context. If we break down below those levels, which again, that POC at 67K is sitting right here, right? We get stuck under there, right? We may want to go sweep these lows here, which could lead us into that value area low at 64.5. If we do come down there, I will be looking for long positions, right? I'm entertaining longs down here. It's not just that we see the bearish signals and we pray and hold on shorts all the way down to $60,000, right? That's not how it works. It's an if this, then that statement. If we come down here and we see mega bullish signs to long, we will go ahead and take it. But again, it is an if this, then that statement. So just to kind of give you guys another context here, these lows sitting at about 65.2, right? Wick here, wick here. We come down, we could go ahead and sweep those lows into the value area low. And then that is where I will probably be looking for longs, assuming we get the setups. But those are local levels. I don't want anyone thinking that, like, just because things look bearish right now, that we're definitely going to lose the POC and come down to 60,500. I am praying that we could just get out of this range, guys. The worst case scenario for me is not even like people are worried. Like, if we come down to the bottom of this range, guys, I am not calling bear market at all, right? Like, I'm just calling boring market, right? Like, this would not call for a bear market, in my opinion, right? I do still think if we come down here and even sweep this macro value area low into the 59, 58, maybe even 57K level, this would still be, depending on what happens here, right? Like, maybe we come up from here, maybe we come down, maybe we just sweep to 64.5 and then go up from there. There's a million different possibilities of what could play out here. It's impossible to call exactly what's going to happen. That's why we have all these key levels and we analyze the reactions as we come into the key levels. There's no way we can say that we're definitely going to come down here, right? We might bounce from here. It's very, very hard to tell. But the way we predict these moves is by having the key levels on the chart and waiting for price to interact with them. And if you get typically, if you are going to get the move down here and we get the confirmations to go long, they will show up here, right? So, with that being said, right, I don't want to say that like bear market incoming, right, at all. Even if we were, this would be extremely painful, extremely boring, and a lot of people would probably get, bored or scared out of the market, right? A lot of retail came in up here, right? This is basically like if you bought up here, it's okay, right? It's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of or anything like that. But if you bought up in this range, this was a local top, right? A lot of people were buying as price was getting exciting, and then they get kind of bored out of the market here. But if we come back down to the bottom of this range, guys, I am not calling bear market, right? I would just think it's going to be a little bit more painful before we wind up seeing the higher prices. So if that plays out, I'm not calling bear market. I'm just looking down here for the key levels, and then maybe we go up for the all-time highs afterwards. And again, that's if we don't hold this POC and eat up from here, right? Now, again, overall, what is one of the things that was making us anticipate? Let's pull up Luxalgo real quick. Shout out to Luxalgo, sponsor of the channel. One of the major things that made us anticipate that we were going to come up to this value area high and sweep the highs, guys, had to do with the bullish change of character. Bullish change of character, you're looking for the higher lows, the higher highs, the higher lows, the higher highs, right? This is what gave us that uptrend and the bias that we were going to be better off longing lows and looking for it to break the highs, right? Not looking for insta shorts here as we were dumping, right? Our short setup was from up here. We got the move down. We looked to flip long here. I would be in this position if they didn't stop me out in profit right before, right there. Very annoying, but that's okay. We caught the next move. But, that daily change of character and that daily market structure was part of the reason why we were looking for that continuation up. And this has not been broken yet. Right? This has technically not been broken. If we could hold these lows, we could still potentially kind of play around and then get another move out of here. That's why I'm saying $67,000 on higher time frames, daily candle closures, right? It might get scary for a little bit, but until we get stuck under here with higher time frame candle closures, we could still get on out of here. But again, with the way money flow looks, with the higher time frame red dots, I have to keep an open mind that if we get stuck underneath the POC, we can go not only take these lows into 64,550, but potentially work our way. Maybe we get a retracement there, right? Things get bullish again. Everyone's like, oh my God, we're going all-time highs. If money flow is still bearish, we will be looking for lower highs for continuations down to the lower levels, right? So next big level to the downside, if we lose $67,000 POC, is simply put, going to be 64,500. We lose that POC, next place I'm willing to long is down here, right? If we get that long, I will still be looking at this in terms of a potential lower high and continuation down until proven otherwise. If we get up here and things look bullish, we will hold the longs, right? Very simply put. And let me see if I can do this real quick. Let's pull from the high, and let's pretend we come down to the low here at about 64.5. So yeah, that would put like the golden pocket somewhere up here. Still, depending on what things look like, could still be a lower high to come in. But again, it's too early to call for that, right? So we'll see. The TA has been playing out pretty nicely recently, guys. The TA has been playing out pretty dang nicely, giving us that continuation to the downside. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing, sticking to the charts and trading the plan, right? Where that market cipher go, bada boom, there we go. So locally, can we get a continuation up here is the question. Obviously, I did just show that long position. If we do continue up, I'm going to be managing this long with a lot of caution, right? We get up to this value area high at 68.5. I'm locking in profits. We get above that. Pull up some other levels here. We get up to 70,000, right? That's going to be a lock-in profit section, right? Or a lock-in profit level, right? Golden pocket, value area high, 786, anchored VWAP, very strong resistance. I think it would be lucky to have this long play out. I'm not even necessarily expecting this, right? This is kind of a risky long position. Wasn't a ton of confirmation here in my own personal opinion. We saw a lot of longs get washed out of the market here. The order flow had a lot to do with why I took that little scalp. But, are we going to get that full continuation up? I don't know, right? I don't really have high hopes for it, but if we did, I'm going to be looking for shorts on the way back up for a move back down. It has to do with everything we just looked at, guys, not because I'm bearish or I'm a bear. I want Bitcoin to go up probably more than anybody else. Trust me, as far as like boring price action for the live streams is horrible. I got a lot of bags. I got fat bags of crypto that I want to pump as well. So yeah, I want it to go up as much as anybody else, and we are ready for it if we do wind up getting it. If we get the pump to the upside, very likely, guys, we will have that long position in the premium Discord, but we just can't ignore the fact that we came up, swept these highs, and now money flow is starting to come out on some of these higher hourly time frames, such as the 10-hour, and we also have those red dots on market cipher on things like the weekly. Not looking the best, right? So we have to be at least open to downside, but we have those local levels. So it's not all rainbow. It's not all doom and gloom here, right? It's not all doom and gloom. As long as we hold these lows, we could still have an opportunity to break those highs. But again, I would probably be personally leaning a little bit more towards at least coming down to take these lows. But again, the charts change every single day, right? Charts change every single minute, right? The more information, we get new information every single day. We have to take that into account. So, if we wake up tomorrow and things are looking super bullish, we'll just change our plan and maybe we'll look to hold this long even longer, right? But yeah, that is what I'm looking at. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Matt D. Yo, Matt says, dang, I just caught up to the live. You're really fun to listen to in 2x speed, Frankie. Yeah, I don't know how anybody, if you watch me in 2x speed, you are another type of animal. I will tell you that. Shout out to Matt D. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Ali says 60K maybe. Potential. Okay, let me see. We got some super chats in here. Let me jump into those super chats real quick. Shout out to Thesis himself. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Said Tyler D hasn't called in days. We should talk about why. Shout out to Thesis himself. Tyler, hit up your boy. Tyler. Shout out to Thesis. He also said yellow X's equal are cartoons on your chart. You can simply delete them. They are in the way. They're in the way of real technical analysis. Shout out to Thesis himself, who does not believe in yellow X's, guys. And if you want to talk about yellow X's, shout out to Thesis. Shout out to Thesis. I don't want to. I know you don't like them. I do believe we did have some yellow X's on the chart. I think it was the 30-minute showing some yellow X's up here at that value area high, giving us that move down to the PLC. But shout out to Thesis himself. We got to take him off. We respect Thesis around here. We don't want to bother him with those yellow X's. Shout out to Thesis himself. Let's see. And shout out to Crypto Billy, bro. Thank you for the super chat. He says Thesis himself in the building. and was asking if you could explain the yellow X's. Shout out to Crypto Billy. What yellow X's? They don't exist. They don't exist. But yeah, if you guys are wondering what the heck yellow X's are, they're just a signal here on Market Cipher A. They typically indicate manipulation to the downside. So typically you'll see these and they will give you moves down. Hence why Thesis himself doesn't like them. It makes price go down a lot of the time. But you got yellow X's, right? Big push to the downside. More often than not, you will see these pop up in pairs of 2 before a big move down, or right after a move, or right, as you're getting a move down, right? Yellow X, bada boom. 2 yellow X's, bada boom, right? So they do kind of foreshadow bigger moves to the downside. But that's all on that. Shout out to Thesis himself. We'll just delete them off the chart. We should just make them invisible in the settings on Market Cipher P. But shout out to Thesis and shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. All right, let's see. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob said, Clone asked Frankie, that Lux Algo indicator you just had up, what is it called? Okay, so yeah, shout out to, let me pull that up real quick. This is, again, what was helping us anticipate that we were probably going to get a take of the highs here with that market structure. So this specifically, number one is Lux Algo. If you guys want to check out Lux Algo, they are a sponsor of the channel. That is not why I talk about them. They make amazing indicators as well as making my free indicator, Frankie Kendall's Essentials, which you guys can get for free on TradingView by searching my name. No strings attached. Just search it, get it on your chart. You could use it right now. But this is Lux Algo Price Actions Concepts, right? So this will help you mark out market structure. Not only that, it'll give you the change of character, the breaks of structure, but not only that, right? It also gives you the volumetric order blocks, which I don't pull up by default just because I like to keep the chart nice and clean. But I have videos showing you guys how to use these as well, like how you use order blocks and stuff like that. But then you also get your fair value gaps, right? If you're into fair value gaps. And then you also can get, you can get liquidity grabs, right? Marked out here as well. And this is part of their suite. This is specifically the price action concepts indicator by Lux Algo. You could check that. They also have 160 free indicators if you guys want to try some out for free. But yeah, specifically that, what I was talking about is price action concepts. So shout out to Lux Algo. Thank you for sponsoring the channel. And thank you for giving us this fire market structure labeling. But there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. All right, let's continue on here, guys. We're going to take a look. Shout out to Ali. We can take a look at Render No Problemo. Shout out to Tony D. Did Tony D ever answer me? Tony, you probably did answer, but let me know. Do we have the deal on Belowfin? Let me know, because I think that was supposed to take effect today. Let me know. Is Tony D here? I think he probably is. But yeah, paging Tony D. Shout out to Hollow Crypto. Oh, God. Talking about liquidity. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Oh, God, 0.05. Okay, shout out to Tony D. So they may not be active yet. So maybe active tomorrow. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for that update. But yeah, we'll take a look. We'll keep an eye here on the Bitcoin price action. But let's go ahead and take a look at some altcoins, guys, because I know everybody wants to know what the heck is going on with the alts. And the quick answer to that question, guys, is it's going to be very, very heavily tied to what Bitcoin does here. If Bitcoin's going to take the bigger dump, altcoins are probably going to follow. And to kind of start it off here, I'm going to take a look at Ethereum. As you guys know, with a lot of these altcoins, I know I've been kind of more recently at the highs here. People always say, why is Frankie Candles bearish? Why is this guy always bearish? But the real answer to that is I am not always bearish. I am just usually the very few that are bearish at highs, right? Everyone gets excited on the pumps, and we are looking for pullbacks. And that is not because I'm a bear and I want price to go down at all, right? It just has to do with the fact that when we get to these value area highs, guys, the opportunity to look for bearish confirmations for pullbacks, right? Because we can make money on the shorts just like we make money on the longs. But what happens when we come up here? This is where we're looking for pullbacks back into the range to target the POC and potentially the value area low. And I will say this, guys, with Ethereum, just like Bitcoin is the market leader for all of crypto, Ethereum is the market leader for all of the altcoins, right? For the most part. I know some move on their own time, like, Sui and, certain coins. Meme coins will rip on their own, obviously. But for the most part, Ethereum is, I will say this. I don't want to say you have your macro value area sitting down here. This is like accumulation for me on Ethereum. Now, can we potentially come down to the back? But I know it didn't seem believable when we were coming up here saying, hey, Are we going to get a return back into the value area for a move back down to the POC in the value area low? This seems really low, and it seems like a really annoying target to look at until we get there, guys, until we actually see it come in. And again, I am only going to come in here and give you guys the information. I don't want to give people hopium and say, guys, it's definitely going to break out, right, if I don't think that's the case. But you can see here, TA once again, get above the value area. You look for a move back into the POC/value area low. And I will say this, guys. I'm not going to pull it up here on the EXO charts or High Block Capital. I'm not going to do it right now just to save time. But we actually looked at this in the premium today. There is a lot of liquidity sitting below these wicks, guys. These wicks here, number one, sitting at 2150, specifically below 2150. I will say this. I'm not saying we're guaranteed to see these levels, but I will say sometimes those liquidation levels do wind up acting as a magnet for price. And the fact that this is also a rejection from the value area high for a move to the POC and just playing the value area here, the next likely place for price to go, if we lose that POC, is going to be that value area low. If we lose that value area low, we may get sucked into that liquidity, sweeping the liquidity below this range, which again is sitting between these lows at 2150 all the way down to 2112. And that wick could potentially get kind of ugly, right? And if we just zoom out here, you even have a wick down here that you might want to sweep as well. I mean, to about 2,000. I mean, coming down below here is not impossible for Ethereum. I know not a lot of people want to hear that. But if we did, right, it's an if this, then that, right? We lose that POC. I'm looking at the value area low. I would actually love to sweep those lows and then come back up. That would be awesome. This would be a long opportunity for me, given the setup is there. This would be a long setup if we took those lows. No guarantees, but remember, that liquidity acts as a magnet for price. And again, value area high, POC, value area low. Wouldn't hurt to go sweep those lows. But again, we'll keep you updated here on the market updates and the live streams here every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to take a sip of this black coffee real quick, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Bear div on the 15-minute-ish. Shout out to Dave Forget. Oh, God, that coffee was kind of cold. Let's see. I will say this, guys. I will also say this, though. You might be thinking to yourself, well, hey, Frankie, if we are going to get a big dump here, like even on Bitcoin, right? Like, well, where's the short setup? The short setup was back here when we were screaming liquidity grab, bearish confirmations, right? Like it is, in my opinion, like I am not FOMO shorting Bitcoin right here. Can it come down from here? Potentially, right? But the short setups were from up here and the lower highs that we made that we were looking at when everyone is bullish, right? It's just harder to accept that you want to look for a short up here, right? Like a lot of people are just like, well, I want to short now. Well, like we've already gotten the move down, right? Or at least the first big move down. So just remember that the next time things are looking bullish, right? When you're pumping and we're looking for shorts, just think to yourself, okay, like, are you actually bullish or are you just going to put that lower high in for bigger moves down, right? So the short setups were to be had up here and right here on the lower highs. Even right here, if you were looking at super local levels on the lower highs. This is not the place to FOMO short, in my opinion. And again, can we just come down from here? Maybe. But for me, I would need a retracement to look for a new short, in my own personal opinion. Until then, it's scalp longs. It is just simply scalp longs. And again, we could simply just make money off of this, right? We don't need gigantic moves. Up 360 was just up 500 on this little move to the upside. We don't need those massive moves to make a decent amount of money for the day. And again, am I going to hold this throughout the live stream and potentially get back to break even? Maybe, but the sacrifices that we make here for the YouTube channel. But taking it back to a move or back to take a look at ETH here, right? So simply put, you're still within your volume profile we've been looking at for quite some time. We simply just got above the highs, got the rejection back in, and we basically got to move down to that POC. We just barely front ran it here. But as long as we remain within this range, I will be looking at price in terms of this volume profile, right? Value area low. Bada boom, right? Value area low sitting at 2271. And again, I'm not promising that we sweep that liquidity, but it is sitting down there. I would bring up the heat maps, but I don't feel like letting them load, and it'll just take a bunch of time. But that's basically the range. And, doorway to higher prices, still sitting up here. We never got a chance to go test this. 2830, that is a key level. We get above here, that's where I would look for a bigger break to the upside. But until then, you're in this volume profile. These are reliable, guys. No need to go against them when they are this reliable, right? Get it back above here, look for shorts again. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at on ETH. And again, just to kind of point back towards the auction market theory kind of situation here on the alts, value area down here, value area up here. The idea is if we can accumulate, or if I can personally accumulate Ethereum, which I've already have a bunch of ETH, but if I were looking to buy ETH more, I would be looking down here, even if you sweep the lows, right? I'd be looking to buy ETH down here before we get the breakout into the upper range, right? And then, you know, if you want to talk about those levels specifically, let me see if I could pull that up. No, current range, right? That value area low here is sitting at about $3,000. Get above that low at $3,000. That's where you can look for the bigger move up on ETH. But until then, you're just simply within that lower volume profile. Shout out to anybody who's watching the live streams as we were approaching the highs here, not getting FOMO bullish. So there you go. But again, a lot of the altcoins are in this situation. So long term, I really am just looking at long-term accumulations on the altcoins. And I will say this as well, guys. If you are out there trading, I am personally sticking more to Bitcoin right now, right? And the reason for that is because Bitcoin is the market leader, right? I'm not looking to try and find bullish confirmations on an altcoin when if Bitcoin's going to dump, it's going to drag that altcoin down with it anyway, especially if you're learning how to trade. If you're just getting into trading and you're learning and you're a beginner, I recommend sticking with Bitcoin for the reason I just explained. I won't beat the dead horse there, but especially right now with all the volatility that we're likely to see this week, sticking to Bitcoin even more heavily than normal. So there you go. Okay, let's see. How can you improve patience while trading? Shout out to Thomas for asking the real questions. Not asking where to long, where to short. I mean, those are important questions, but yeah, asking the real important questions. How to improve patience? Stop trading for the money. The best piece of advice that I wish somebody gave me for trading, guys. Stop thinking about the money. Stop trading for the money. Start trading for the setup. Start trading for the percentages, right? Stop trading to try to get rich. This is the quickest way to blow up your account, right? Because trading is a get-rich-slow game, right? It is make money and preserve your capital over time to then increase your account and get bigger gains over time. But it is not a if you're not having patience, it's simply because you either feel like you're missing out on gains, right? I was talking about this in the premium Discord earlier today. If you feel like you are missing a move, you have to just simply experience that move being missed and just feel that pain and just say, hey, I'm missing that move, and that's okay. Because if you miss this long, you can simply just sit on your hands and wait for a short setup. Do you have the short setup here? Take the short. You might have missed the long, but you caught the short, right? If you missed this short, just wait. You'll get a long. And maybe you missed this long and this short and this long, but you might catch this short, right? Missed trades and missed money is none of your business, right? If you're gonna start looking at itching to get into a trade, right, or feeling the need to get into a trade because you feel like you're gonna miss a move, you're gonna take low probability trades. It is going to eat at your confidence over time because you're gonna take low probability trades. You're gonna lose more than you win, and it's gonna hurt your confidence, right? Which is eventually going to lead, in my opinion, to you quitting trading, right? Which is the number one thing you don't want to do if you want to actually nail this down. It's a very difficult skill to understand and actually learn. But sit on your hands, watch price move, endure the pain. Just watch it go. Be like, I don't care how high this goes. Stop looking at it in terms of money and start looking at it in terms of technical confirmations and percentages, right? Don't worry about the money. Stop trading for money. Don't even assume that you won't make money for a whole year trading, and just focus on the skill, on the technical skill of trading and getting good at finding out what a good confirmation is, where price is likely to go after that move, where you would look to take profit, and forget about the money. That will take the patience out, because the only reason that you're feeling impatience is because you feel like you're missing out on gains, or you feel like price is going to move without you and you feel like you're going to miss out on money. Sometimes the fear of losing money isn't even as bad as the fear of missing out on potential money. But again, if you start thinking like that, you might as well just think like, well, hey, I could have made money here, I could have made money here, I could have made money here, I could have made money here. And if you start thinking like that, guys, you're going to try to trade every single move, and you're going to lose all of your money. I promise. I guess I can't technically promise you that, because maybe you maybe you get lucky and you nail every single trade, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, like I'm speaking from experience, right? I had no patience when I was trading. Take this, for example. In the premium Discord earlier today, we didn't take, but we were looking at some long setups, right? And where were we looking for those long setups? We came into a support zone that we had right here. And this is a perfect example because this is, just a reason why I love not forcing trades, right? We had this move here, right? And we came down to our level and we got a bounce and we started pumping, right? And I said to myself, well, hey, we had some confirmations here, but there wasn't enough for me to take the trade. We got one confirmation, but I wanted more. Right? And one of those confirmations were bullish divergences on the lower time frames, which we did not have here, right? We got to move up. There's no bull div here, right? No lower lows on price action, no higher lows on your momentum waves, right? So there was no confirmation here, at least as far as the divergences, but we did get an SFP, right? But it was a low time frame SFP. I didn't think it was that high probability, right? So for me, I'm watching price pump up here, and I'm like, hey, could this go? Maybe. It could go. Will I miss out on that move? Yes. Am I okay with that? Absolutely, because I will just simply find the next short or the next long, right? There's always another opportunity. The charts are not going anywhere. This is not about trying to find the tippy top, even though oftentimes we do catch the tippy top and the tippy bottom, but it's not about that, right? All we need, I can make money on this move just like I make money on this move or on this move or on this move or on this move, right? I just need price to move. I don't need to catch the bottom for the huge move, right? Obviously, if you get a big move, that's nice, but we just need the volatility. As a day trader, as a scalper, I just need that movement. I don't need to catch the actual bottom as long as I know the context, right? So we were looking for a trade here, right? And we didn't get the confirmations. I didn't take the trade, and this could have taken off, but I didn't care because the confirmations weren't there. I wanted to see the lower levels tapped. I wanted to see the POC tapped, and I also wanted to see the bullish divergences. What happens? We wind up. Good thing we didn't take the long, or good thing I didn't take the long. I mean, I would have gotten stopped out for a small loss. I wouldn't have gotten wrecked, right? But I wound up saving myself some pain, and I had patience here. And what happens? Well, look at that. Right down to the POC. You get the kind of wonky bullish divergences, but you get those bullish divergences. I then take the trade, and I am now in that trade up $400, right? So instead of getting stopped out here, I just simply sat on my hands. I said, if this goes, I don't care. I'll catch the next trade. But it didn't, right? Turned out I was right. It did come down to the key level. I did wait for the confirmation. I took the trade. I made money. So hopefully showing you in real time what we're doing here. Like, that is why patience is important. Now, again, could you have taken a small stab at that, gotten stopped out for a small loss, and then taken the long down here as well? Absolutely. But for me, I just wanted to wait for the bigger confirmation. We got it. We took the trade. We made money. Bada boom. So, yeah, easiest way to take patience out of the game or add patience to your game, trading game, just stop thinking of the money. Stop thinking of the money. You're not going to get rich overnight. You're not going to catch that millionaire long, right? It's very unlikely. Not that it's impossible, but if you want to make money trading, it's going to be a slow and steady race. You have to learn from your mistakes, and it takes time. You have to put in the work. There is no trick. This is the big thing, guys. I hate to be the guy to say it, but I hope you guys thank me for this. There is no shortcut. There is no indicator that'll just make you a billionaire overnight. There is no buy and sell indicator that you could program to a bot to print money while you're sleeping. There is no cheat. There is no shortcut. You have to put in the work. You have to take trades. You have to lose trades. You have to manage your risk. You have to not manage your risk. Feel the pain from that, maybe 5 to 10 times before you finally decide, I've had enough. I'm going to actually start to manage my risk now. I'm done feeling the pain. And then you're finally going to make the change, right? You're like, not only do you have to be willing to make mistakes, you have to be willing to make the mistakes over and over and over until you finally have the discipline to change them. It takes time. It takes work, and it's not easy. But it is definitely possible. If I can do it, you can do it. I promise you that. So there we go. Let's continue on. Shout out to Tarum. Hopefully I said that right. Said Frankie Candy is speaking truths. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, absolutely. This is the truth of trading. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is not. You can get rich trading. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is not, again, no shortcuts. So yeah, if to get the patience, right? There's no shortcut. Don't worry about it. Sit back. Wake up tomorrow. Find another setup. It's going to be there. I promise you. If you're feeling urgency, that's emotion. Get away. If you start feeling impatience, walk away from the charts. Let the price go. Doesn't matter if you would have caught it. If you don't catch it, you don't catch it. Doesn't matter what woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Like, oh, I had a level here. If I longed here, I would make that much money. Oh, man, if I only took this long, I would have made this much money. Doesn't matter. It's none of your business. It literally is nonsensical to look at. You didn't take the trade, so it doesn't matter. There's no sense in even calculating how much you would have made. So, yeah, you feel that anxiety, that impatience, that is emotion, walk away, right? Or at least sit there and try to just fight it. I recommend don't take the trade. If you, oh my God, I'm feeling FOMO. Even if you think it's going to go up, just sit there and feel the FOMO. Let price go up, and then you'll quickly realize, like, oh, it went up. I missed the move. I'll just look for the next trade. This happened in the Discord, guys. Recently, We had a short setup here from the top. We also had a short setup here. I didn't get the short from the top because I just was not at my charts. I wasn't there when my alert went off, so I was unable to take the trade, right? Life happens. Was I FOMOing short? Absolutely not. I think this was the, let me pull this up real quick. I think this was the trade. Yes, right? Was I, we had the setup in here for the Discord, right? In the premium Discord. I personally missed my entry, right? Because I just wasn't at the chart. But what happens? Do I FOMO in at the bottom? Absolutely not. Right? We come down. Do I FOMO in the bottom? Absolutely not. What do I do, though? I catch the scalp long, and then I catch another scalp long here, and then we flip short here. Right? So I might have missed this move, but I caught that move, I caught this move, and then I caught this move. Right? And if I missed this one, I could have caught that one. It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, my God, I missed this long. I'm never going to be able to get a long again. You can catch a long here, a long here, a long from here up to there. If you took a long here and you didn't ride it all the way up and you rode it up to here and closed it, it's okay. You can wait for another long entry or just wait for the short entry. Shout out to the short from the top, right? If you didn't get this, you could have caught a little bounce here or a lower high here, right? There's always another opportunity. Absolutely important to realize. Keep the emotion out of your trading, and that's all I got on that. I'm beating a dead horse here. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, get rich slow. It's a get rich slow scheme. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, nothing worthwhile it comes quick, right? I say this all the time. Especially if there's anybody out there telling you that you can just get rich quick overnight, like it's if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Trading seems too good to be true, but it isn't, right? It is good and it is true, but it's not as advertised, right? It's not buy this indicator, buy, sell, you're rich, right? Or get in my Discord signals group and just buy when I tell you to, sell when I tell you to, you get rich. It doesn't exist, right? Will you get lucky on signals sometimes? Absolutely. But what do I focus on in my Discord? I focus on giving the setups, talking about what I'm looking for at that level to take the trade, so I actually teach you how to trade, because that's the only way to become a sustainable trader. Signals are not going to work long term. You're going to get lucky once in a while, but if you don't know what you're looking at, you're not going to know what are high probability trades or low probability trades. So yeah, you can get rich trading, but not rich. It's not easy, right? So there you go. I never want to sell a fake dream here, guys, because again, like it is very possible to make money. We show what we do here on the channel. But it is I don't want to sell a fake dream, right? Nothing, and like this is a beautiful thing. You can log onto your computer. You can just wake up, sit at your computer, and make money on your computer, right? I get to do this is like a dream come true, right? That I can do this every single day and share it with the mafia, which is insane, unbelievably blessed that I can do this. But it's not something that beautiful doesn't come by just like being able to pick it up on the easily, right? Like it's not just like, oh, I got this signals group and now I'm a billionaire, right? It takes a lot of hard work, and if it didn't, it would be alarming. So yeah. All right, let's see. Shout out to Thesis himself. Shout out to you, bro. He said, I happen to know for a fact that Tyler D only seasons his beef with salt. What the heck, Tyler Durden? What the heck? Trading without patience equals go broke slow scheme. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Trading without patience is a go broke slow scheme, or maybe go broke fast scheme. Shout out to Thesis himself. I love that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take if you guys want to see some more of these altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I will go ahead and take a look at them for you guys. Let's see. Let's check in on chat here. Shout out to Flat Smack in the chat. Shout out to Flat Smack. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. Let's see. Shout out to Golden. Golden in the chat. What is going on, Golden? Good to see you, bro. He said making $15,000 a day takes years to get to that point. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like social media, is it possible? Yes, right? Like, but social media will make it seem like get in my Discord and you make $15,000 tomorrow, right? Like a lot of people say that, right? A lot of people try to make it seem like that. But yeah, it is possible, but it's not easy. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Can we take a look at Solana? Yeah, let's take a quick look at Solana. Speaking of things, speaking of not getting bullish speaking of not getting FOMO bullish at the highs, right? A lot of people, right? Yo, I swear, guys, if let me actually pull this up on the live stream chart real quick, because Solana was pretty dang. Yeah, Solana was pretty spot on here as we were deviating above our macro value area high, right? As we look at Solana here, deviation above the high, back to the low. Deviation above the high, back to the low. Deviation below the low, back to the high. Back to the low, back to the high. Back to the PLC, back to the high. We look at this as potentially bearish, right? We talked about this on almost every single live stream last week. We got the move up. We saw the 4-hour bearish divergence here. We look for the pullback to the key level of the value area high, 162. We get the bounce at 162. We put in another drive of bearish divergence, not only on the 4-hour, but we start to print these on time frames like the 12-hour. 12-hour bearish divergence as you are deviating above a volume profile where this is looked at as an overvalued asset. This is where you look for shorts for a potential return back into the range, back into the value area, get stuck under the value area high. You're looking for a move down to the POC, lose the POC, back down to the low, right? It's the same old song and dance as every other time we get up here, right? Everyone gets bullish. Now, can we break out, right? Like, we're not always going to go back down to the bottom of the range. It's important to realize. But very simply put, why were we not getting FOMO bullish here? Why were we looking at those bear divs here? A lot of people think we're breaking out. Why is this idiot looking at moves to the downside? And the simple answer is, that's how it works, right? Instead of looking for shorts down at the low, you look at the highs, right? And right now, we are potentially looking to get accepted back into this range. And just from a technical perspective, guys, we get stuck under that value area high, then next likely place for price to go is the POC. I don't want it to go there, but that's just typically what happens, right? What happens last time we rejected the value area high? We went to the POC. What about this time? Back to the POC, right? What about this time? Back to the POC. What happened when we lost the POC? Back to the low. Right? What happened when we lost the POC? Back to the low, right? This is just how the volume profiles work, right? Now, with that being said, could we look for things to potentially put in higher lows and break out of here? Yeah, sure, right? Because, again, we're not just going to range around here forever. Guys, I pray. I would rather go sideways here than go all the way back down to the bottom of this range. Not because I don't want Solana at $124, but because this would be the most boring price action ever. Bitcoin and the altcoins, or at least Solana here. Come on. Give me the measure tool, right? Just sideways. That would give us 266 days, dang near a year sideways almost. Not quite, but, that would be absolutely brutal. I do not want that to happen. But just technically speaking here, we get stuck under that value area high. It keeps the doorway open to the POC at $143. That is a key level of support down below for Solana. Now, if we take a look at these higher time frames, 4-hour red dot, money flow, right? Continuing to trend to the downside here on Solana. That would not be the greatest look, right? 4-hour money flow on the 4-day. 4-hour money flow. 4-day money flow, not looking too great. Like even on the 4-day for Bitcoin, right? If this was just a liquidity sweep, again, like my general bias here is lackluster retracements for continuations down. Money flow on the 4-day is not looking great, right? Not looking great. Not looking as bad on the daily, to be quite honest. Like, we're pretty thick in the green here on the daily. So, again, a lot of volatility likely to come in here, guys. So just be careful out there. But just in general, this volume profile remains exactly the same. If we could come up, let me see here. Let me pull some fibs real quick. Let me pull this from that low. Bada boom. Yeah, so, I would say this golden pocket would be a level that you could look for a bounce off of, 152.57. All the way down to the 786 POC. I would call this 786 POC key because you don't want to lose that POC if you don't want much more downside for Solana, right? So maybe, like I said with Bitcoin, like our hope would be that you come in, test the POC, and then break out. But money flow on the 4-day is not calling for that. So like if you come down here, you really want that bounce off the 786 because if you lose this, you're looking down for much more downside for Solana. And again, remember what we looked at on Ethereum, right? If Ethereum's going to continue down through its volume profile, maybe go sweep that liquidity, it would make sense for Solana to do something similar or like something like we just looked at, right? So just keep that in mind. So yeah, that is going to be key. $143 is going to be $143.59 is going to be absolutely key for Solana. Golden Pocket's a local level here at $152.35 for potential bounces. But again, like in the grand scheme of things, just looking at your volume profile. Let's see, 2-day. Locally, let's see, 45-minute. Money flow is kind of gross. Money flow is kind of like all over the place here. Is that a blood diamond? Whoops. Where's Market Cipher A? Let's pull up Market Cipher A real quick. Come on. Is that a blood diamond? No blood diamond on the 10-minute. I thought that was going to be a blood diamond. How is that not a blood diamond? Very interesting. But yeah, that's what I look at in the long term for Solana. Those are the key levels. And yeah, like even your 10-hour money flow with the fresh red dot here, is that weekly red dot printing or looking to print? It is. So remember, that weekly red dot with the 10-hour money flow is not the best look as far as that 1/16th Market Cipher B strategy. I could try to Should we go back and see if we find an example of like when that plays out? You know, anytime, if you want to look at that, anytime you get a money flow crossover into the red, like maybe this one, let's mark it out here with a weekly red dot. Did we have a weekly red dot here? Let's see. Let's move it over here on the weekly red dot. Come over to the 10-hour. Yeah, I mean, this one wasn't perfect, but that 10-hour money flow crossover here, I mean, that was pretty dang close to that weekly red dot. I mean, it's hard to do, going in hindsight because that weekly candle's huge, but money flow crossing into the red on the 10-hour with the weekly red dot wound up giving you that bigger move to the downside, right? And again, it wasn't perfectly on that red dot, but again, it's not always going to be perfect, but it did give you a big move down. I don't know. I'd be careful. I'd be careful. Oh, God. I don't want to say it, guys. I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the guy. I hope this thing rips. I pray that I'm wrong, guys. If there is a week or any period of time where I pray that my analysis is just wrong, I always pray that it's right, guys. If I pray that it's wrong, I pray it's now. I pray it's now. Please, for the love of God, don't give us the move back down to the bottom of the range. But that's what I'm looking at on Solana, guys. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Welcome in, Cap. Thank you for being here. Hey, shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, I don't always do 100x leverage trading, but when I do, it's because Frankie told me not to. Shout out to Golden, bro. Let's go. Public service announcement, guys. 100x leverage is extremely risky. And yes, please, for the love of God, be careful if you're trading with high leverage. But if you do, and you're looking for a place to trade, check out Blowfin, guys. No KYC trading, or check out Femex, one of my other favorite exchanges. And yeah, I think we are going to have a couple of deals for our exchanges starting tomorrow. But if you guys, Femex and Blowfin are the places where I like to trade. If you guys want to check them out, link in the description down below. You'll also get access to our dining room where we do give weekly trade setups or premium analysis from the premium Discord. It's like a free trial to the premium if you guys want to check out what we do in the actual premium Discord. I don't want to leak this because I don't know what's actually open on Discord right now, so I don't want to leak any premium sauce if that's what that is. But in the freemium section, which is the dining room, guys, you can check that out in the free Discord. Go to the dining room, go to unlock access. It'll tell you how to get in there, and it's basically like a free trial to check out what we do in the premium. But let's see. Bitcoin bounces. Everything bounces. Yeah, shout out to Cherry City. Absolutely, bro. I would agree with that. Let's see. My Doge bag is good. Yo, shout out to $5 for BTC. We can check out Dogecoin. I know there is that Elon Musk stuff going on. Is that going to pump Dogecoin? I don't know. I'm a technical guy, guys. For the most part, what we've been looking at on Dogecoin has been kind of the same here. We are basically just, let me come to the 4-hour. Spawn the volume profile here, bada boom, bada bing, right? We come down to that value area low. This is, resistance until proven otherwise. Value area low, once you break above this, you're looking for a move to the value area high. Now, we didn't get all the way up to that value area high. Let me check the pull on this. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much where I would look. That's pretty much the profile I would be pulling here. But, yeah, I mean, these are the levels I'd look at. I don't like that this was front run. Might be kind of respecting this local range here. Yeah, you're probably respecting that value area high, but for the most part, right, this was resistance. You got above that. You're now sitting above that. So I'm going to take this off. This is definitely the range I'd be looking at on. Actually, let me see if I have this better levels here on the live stream chart. Yeah, so here it is. Pretty much the same levels, but just a little bit cleaner for Dogecoin, right? So you have your POC, your value area high, and your value area low. These are the levels I would look at for Dogecoin, right? Very similar. Hold this value area low at 14 cents, right? That is your doorway to potentially get above the POC and look for the value area high. If this continues up locally, I will be looking for about 18 cents. If we break above 18 cents, whether that's likely or not is a whole nother story. But, yeah, 18 cents is kind of the high here. That is what I'd be looking at as the next target to the upside for Dogecoin if it continues up. Not only is it your value area high, but you also have your golden pocket confluence there. From high to golden pocket. Make that red or purple for resistance. And then your 786 is sitting up here at about 19-ish cents. Break above that 19-cent level. If you break out of here, start flipping that 786 to support. That's where you can look for a bigger move up, potentially targeting your larger value area from up here, which I will mark out for you like this. High, POC, low, right? So really, in the grand scheme of things, you can look at those local levels are valid, right? Like I just showed you. But let me see, is that in a folder by chance? It is not. So let me go ahead and let me hide that, and let me grab all of this and put that in a folder. Bada boom, hide that. So like in the grand scheme of things, this is the larger volume profile that I would look at, right? Grab that horizontal line, bada boom, right? So if kind of knocking on the door here, right? We tried to get up, couldn't hold it, lost it, right? So again, you know, if we get above that local value area high, let me pull that back up. Bada boom, right? We break above that high, get above that 786. We will then be getting accepted or opportunity to be accepted into this larger range. And then we can look for that POC and that value area high. Now, from a market cipher perspective, VWAP coming down on the 5-day, VWAP red dot printing on the 4-day. So remember, you know, this value area low, although it can be a doorway to higher prices, I'll even label that doorway to higher prices, could be a doorway to higher prices, but also could be resistance until proven otherwise, right? Like last time we got up, we tried to go, and then we just rejected it and came back down. But I don't hate this, to be quite honest with you. Like with Dogecoin, it's a little different with Doge, right? Because we've already come in for a 786 retracement. We've retested the previous range top as support. It's like, I don't even really hate this. I mean, you get the move down, you get the move up, you get the move down, hold it as support, and then boom, right? Like that would be kind of what you would hope for. But again, if Bitcoin takes a dump ski, this is probably going to follow, right? But again, that's your key level. 16 cents, you know, about 16 cents is the doorway to higher prices. Break above that, hold it at support. That's where I'd look for the bigger move up. And then those local levels, if you guys want to grab them real quick, just pull it up here, zoom into a lower time frame. There is your local volume profile with your golden pocket. Those are the levels. So there you go. That's what I look at on Dogecoin. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Dragos. Drago says, can you check out Doge's Broski? His name is Floki. Hey, shout out to Doge's Broski Floki. Yeah, we can check out Floki. Let's check it. Going to 0. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Render. Shout out to Lewis says, how do you get that money flow indicator? Shout out to Lewis. This is Market Cipher. Specifically, the money flow is Market Cipher B. It is a paid indicator, but if you want to check it out, link in the description down below. You can use my discount code MCFrank20 to save a discount. But if not, you just use the link in the description. I don't think that will use our code. But I just want to be clear here. Market Cipher is a huge part of my analysis, money flow specifically, but I do just want to point out, guys, you do not need premium indicators to make money. I don't want anyone thinking that you can't make money trading with free indicators. If I could not use Market Cipher or LuxAlgo or any of the paid stuff that I use, I'm blessed that I get to use it, right? I love to use them. But, and they do help me. They give me a little bit of an added edge, I think. But if I was taken away, all indicators were taken away from me, I would simply be able to use Fibonacci retracements, volume profiles, and RSI, which are all free on TradingView. So I don't want anyone thinking, like, if you're new to trading, get the basics. And sure, like, Market Cipher can help things move along quicker. It's a lot easier to identify things on Market Cipher than looking at, like, you know, market structure or something like that. LuxAlgo can help you learn market structure. But yeah, I just don't want anyone thinking, like, you can make money without premium indicators. But if you are looking, you can save money with our links. But let's see. BTC is making the low for me from tomorrow. We go back slowly up. Shout out to Masso. Let's see, baby. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Floki here, or Flocky, as nobody calls it. So, I mean, pretty clean here, to be quite honest with you. Shout out to Alex. Says, Frankie, you're the man. I appreciate you so much doing these streams, learning so much. Shout out to Alex. I almost said Lux. Shout out to LuxAlgo. Shout out to Alex. Yeah, no problem, bro. I'm just up here doing what I love, bro. For real. Like, my goal here is to educate as many people as possible on how they can look at the charts. I want to teach people how to use the charts to their advantage, whether it's for long-term investing or they're looking for scalps or day trades. I want to show you guys how I'm able to do this. And yeah, give as much possible free value as we can. So smash that like button if you like the free value, guys. The like goal for today, I guess, could be like 750, I guess. I don't know where we're at right now. Probably nowhere near that. But smash it up. 750. We'll give away something crazy. I don't know what it's going to be. We gave away tons of Solana last week. Maybe we'll change it up for this week. Okay. So, yeah, so for Floki, Two major volume profiles I would look at here. Yeah, major volume profile, and then your local volume profile for the most part. Yeah, so locally, I'll actually just get rid of the bigger one. We'll look at this locally for flocally. I'll give you the levels here. Your main range, or your local range, I should say, sitting right here, value area low at, whatever this number is. I don't want to butcher it for you guys. POC sitting right there, value area high sitting right there, right? So am I FOMO short right now? Absolutely not, right? Am I just looking for FOMO shorts? No. Would I be looking for more downside? That's a different question, right? Let's see. 4-day money flow crossover into the red. That's not good. 5-day money flow kind of flat. 6-day money flow kind of coming out. Weekly, kind of hard. Not really super clear signals here. I would probably be favoring some kind of local correction to the upside, right, for a potential lackluster retracement and continuation down based off the 4-day money flow. But let me get you some key levels here. If you get a push to the upside, let's go to the 4-hour. I would probably, yeah, I mean, these are definitely the levels I would look at. I mean, I would not be FOMO shorting here. I'd probably more be looking for longs, even if it were to come up and continue to move down. Here, I would even, I'm not saying I wouldn't look for shorts, but, at this point, like the short setup was up here, right? Just like on Bitcoin. The short setup was up here, or maybe on a retracement up here. Other than that, not saying I wouldn't short, but I would have to either look for longs for a move back up and then look for shorts on the way back up. I would not be FOMO shorting here as you are at support. Fresh red dot on your 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, I would be looking for this deviation below the low. If you do deviate, I'd be looking for bullish confirmations for a move back in here up to the POC, potentially even up to the golden pocket. These are the local levels of resistance. If you do get a bounce to the upside, these are the levels I would look at for rejections. Number one, hyper local level, sitting right here at, 125.25. I don't want to say the amount of zeros so I don't butcher them. All the way up to 128.24. And then I would probably just swing this move here, right? It's kind of like a big range. I mean, I'd rather mark this out like this, right? So yeah, if you do get the move back into the range, right, look for confirmations, get back into the value area low, back up to the POC. I'd be very cautious around this zone. Break up to the 786. I'd be cautious around here as well. Flip this. Could be looking up towards that value area high, but I would be very cautious on the move back up here. But yeah, definitely not looking to FOMO short at the bottom there. You are getting a 2-hour bull div, which actually isn't terrible, right? Even for let me see that 1 hour. Is that 1 hour? 1 hour bull div kind of confirmed here. Yeah, maybe get a little cut, get back above that low, look for a little retracement back up. And there are local levels in between this. But, it'll take me forever to pull up every single level. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Oh, render. Let's take a look at render. Getting a lot of requests for render. Let's take a look here. Render. Take a look. Let me see. Take a sip of that regular water here, guys. We actually have, we do hydrate once in a while, guys. All right, let's see here. On render, do I not have a running chart for render? I must. This is old, I think. No, it's still relevant, though. Actually, don't even think this is that old. Let me see. Where's that fib pulled? Yeah. I mean, here you go. Keep very clear here. I'm going to mark out these horizontal levels for you guys. Value area high at $6. POC sitting right here at 481. And then your value area low sitting right there at 436, right? As of right now, we got the, let me just double check this. Bada boom. Yeah, so we are at that 786. We came down to, let me get rid of these blue boxes. So yeah, very simple. Value area high. That's the value area low. Let me relabel that, right? Value area high, POC. Value area low. Bada boom. So yeah, I would actually look at this as your support, right? If you lose this 786, Yikes. Do we have any naked points of controls? Let me check it. Daily naked points of controls coming from down here. No. Let me pull this to rows. Bear with me here. Looking for MPOCs down here. Weekly. All right. So we do have one sitting right here. These are TradingView NPOCs. I do like to pull these from ExoCharts. I prefer to pull these from ExoCharts, but they will work here on TradingView. So, yeah, weekly naked point of control is going to be a key level to the downside. Monthly, you don't have it. Let me change this back to ticks real quick. Let's see. So, yeah, no monthly, no weekly. Dang. All right, well. Yeah, your next naked point of control sitting at about 325. You want to hold this 786, in my own personal opinion, guys. Let's make sure this is pulled accurately. Yeah, you really want to hold that 786. Are we are we getting any kind of confirmation for a bounce here? Let's pull up and see what we got going on here. Let's check that 2-hour. So yeah, I mean, we are getting a 2-hour bull div. Could be a local retracement back up. Take the 3-hour bull div looking to print. Wonky 4-hour bull div. I mean, I'm definitely not FOMO short here. I'd be looking for a potential move back above the value area low for move back up to the PLC. Higher time frames. 5-day and 4-day money flow, not looking the best. So, yeah, I mean, if we did get a move back down, that weekly naked point of control at 325 is going to be key. Locally, hopefully, we can get a bounce from that 786, but this is your key level, 414. Hold that 786 for a move back up to your value area low at 436. Flip that. You can look for a continuation up. Let me get rid of this golden pocket real quick. Pull this local fib as well. Yeah, I mean, this is what I would look at locally, right? Maybe. Yeah. If you can get back up here, hold that 786. Get above the value area low. I'd look for moving to the golden pocket, and then eventually that 786, which is also confluent with your POC. That's what I'd be looking at on render. Money flow kind of wonked out here on the 90-minute. Let's check the 1 hour. Kind of wonky. I'd like to see the money flow coming up a little bit more aggressively. Like 30-minute kind of coming back out here. But, yeah, hopefully we can hold that 786. I think you maybe get a little bit of a continuation up. If you flip that low, I'd be looking up to those targets up here. Again, 463 up to the POC 786 around 480. All right, let's see. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Said, please have a look at POL Matic. I have messed it up and got trapped in the long while we were dumping. Any advice is appreciated. Shout out to Victor. Well, thank you for the super chat, bro. We could take a quick look at POL, which I'm sure you're looking at it as a POS because you are stuck in a long and it is dumping. You're probably like, why is this POS just dumping? Let's see. Bada boom. Oh, POS. What the heck? POL. Let's take a look here. POL on Bybit. Let's check the... All right, let's see here. So, yeah, POL is a dumpster, yeah. I mean, I do hold Matic. It's not one of my big bags, but I do hold Matic. Hopefully this thing comes back. Not everything comes back in the bull run, guys. I will say that. But, I mean, I feel like Matic probably has a decent chance. Not financial advice, but, yeah, this thing has been an absolute dumpster fire. Shout out to Tony Roaz. Let's see. All right. Still in my 100x long at 73,500. Shout out to Flavor. Wait a second. 100x long at 73.5. Shout out to Flavor. I think he's joking. How the heck would you still be in that? How are you not liquidated? Okay, so let's take a look here. Locally, I mean, I'd really like to see, let's check the 3-hour green dot, 4-hour green dot. Let's check that 15-minute money flow. Yikes. Not even coming up a little bit. Let's check the 12-minute, 10-minute. I'd really like to see this lower time frame money flow start to curve to the upside, but I mean, you're having trouble here. You're having trouble. I will say, simply put, what I would look for here on POL, I'll pull the levels for you, right? So this is your upper range, technically, or at least right now. Let's go ahead and neutral there. POC, value area high, and then we will pull. So, yeah, this is going to be your next real big level to the upside if you get a retracement for resistance, right? So you're getting a little tiny bull div here on the 5 hour. It's not the most beautiful. 4 hour doing the same thing. 3 hour doing the same thing. Two hour doing the same thing. So, what I would really like to see here is 15-minute money flow creep back up, crossover into the green while we have that 4 hour green dot printing, which we do have 4 hours left for that to print. So maybe we can get, a little kind of bing bong around here. That 15-minute money flow comes back up, crosses into the green as that 4 hour green dot is printing. And then that will hopefully confirm these little bull divs we have on the medium hourly time frames, and we can get a little retracement to the upside. If we do, I'd be very cautious around this level at about 31 cents, as this is your golden pocket 786 value area low confluence. You could even maybe look at this as two different levels. So potentially something to look at. But again, I'd really like to see that money flow come up a little more aggressively. But that's what I would kind of look for here. Not impossible to get a retracement, especially with those medium hourly time frame green dots. Also, not a guarantee that you come all the way up here, right? You do have local levels here, like even looking at the lower, 1 hour. You could even pull this even lower, right? So you are going to have local levels on the way back up, but more likely than not, this area of consolidation will get revisited at some point. Hopefully, off of these little local time frame, lower time frame, somewhat bullish confirmations. Not the strongest. I want to be clear about that. Shout out to Golden. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Said FOMO trading is like marrying that MILF after her fourth marriage. Yo, shout out to Golden. Shout out to Golden, bro. I wish I could pin super chats. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. And shout out to all the MILFs out there. Let's go. Golden, bro. Shout out to Golden. Bro, I hope you're doing well. Every time I picture Golden watching the live stream, I'm trying to think. Golden, are you on a private jet? Are you in your solid gold movie theater? Or are you driving a supercar? Let me know where you are and what you're doing in the chat. Shout out to Golden. Drop those golden emojis in the chat if you guys have them and you have a membership. Drop those golden emojis. Let's see. Talking from experience. Shout out to Jay Violet. Yo, let's go. Do you think BTC will get to 69K before getting a dip to 60K before the elections? Shout out to Paulus. Hopefully I said that right. Hard to say. There's many different things that can kind of play out here, to be quite honest with you. Let's see. Are we getting the... many things that could kind of play out here, to be quite honest with you. But I will say this. If... It really depends if, will we get the retracement back to 69K? I mean, I would hope so for the opportunity to get a fresh long position for me personally. But it's very hard to say if that will take place, right? I am in the long position right now. But, I don't really have the highest hopes for this. If this plays out, I don't think there's going to be a high chance. Actually, no, not here. I'm on the live stream chart. Let me pull up the actual October chart here, which is now the November chart. But, are we going to get the pull all the way up to 70K for the, bigger short opportunity? I think I would consider that lucky. I don't know if we're going to get that. There will be local levels I'm looking at for shorts on the way up there. But I will say this, I'm in the long, but I don't have, super high hopes for taking this very high. If we do, it hits me by surprise. Great. We capitalize on the move. But, yeah, I am not necessarily I do not necessarily have super high hopes for this, right? This is looked at as a scalp to look for lower highs on the way back up, regardless of where they happen, right? But we got all those levels in the premium Discord of kind of exactly where we're looking for the rejections. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say like this price before this happens is very hard to call, right? Because especially for me, right? I'm a level-to-level trader. So for me, it's we came down here. I look for the long. If we get up to 69K, I will assess the situation there. I'm not trying to guess the timing-wise. But yeah, I don't think, it's hard to say if it's just going to be a straight line down, right? So yeah, hard question to answer, but that's just kind of how I'm playing it. I'm in the long. If it plays out to 70K, I will look for the short or the local levels for the shorts. But yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I almost didn't take a trade today. Like that long position that I took, low key, almost didn't take it, to be quite honest with you. So, but we did. We caught it. We waited for that second confirmation. We caught it, and it is now in profit. I just wanted to check it, but I got logged out of Blowfin for some reason. Let's see, bada boom. Let me check it on the phone real quick. Are we still going good? I mean, yeah, we could see that we're still going good here. But, they fixed bugs. Maybe that's why I got logged out. Shout out to Blowfin for fixing the bugs. But let's see. Yeah, up 459. Up 459. Not fronting, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. 459. Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, caught the long. We're making money, baby. But yeah, I'm going to be playing it level to level. Hard to say what will come first, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get that continuation to the upside here. A little retracement. But again, guys, overall, my sentiment remains as it was last week. Remember that. We came up here. We looked for the liquidity sweep on the higher time frames. We got that weekly looking SFP here of the highs. We are now back into the macro range. Until we break out of that value area high again, I am going to be looking for lackluster retracements for returns back down to lower prices. We took a look at the local levels earlier in the stream. If you guys missed that, scrub back, go check them out. They are sitting right there. And then once we start losing those lows, that's where we can start looking down here. But again, it's an if this then that statement. 67,000 and 64,550 are the next major key levels. Again, I repeat, 67K and 64.5 are the next major key levels. We lose 67K. I'm expecting 64.5. If we don't hold that, again, zoom out. When in doubt, or when you're confused, zoom out and look at the overall macro range. We're going to likely get reactions, and things are going to be very volatile with this week ahead, but keep an eye on these levels. Macro range, I'm not getting excited until we can break back out of here. If not, looking down to the POC, lose the POC, eventually looking for the low, understanding we have those other local levels at 64.5. Okay, that's what I'm doing, guys. That's how, we can't always, call for an exact move, but I can let you guys know how I am treating the price action. All I can do is share with you guys what I'm doing. Shout out to Malte. Hopefully I said that right. Said, Frankie, Solana, please. I need to go to, need to sleep, need to wake up in 6 hours. Shout out to Malte. We actually took a look at Solana, dropped all the sauce on Solana, so just scrub back until you see the Solana chart. We go over everything. We already covered it for you, bro. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out here till the end of the stream. Shout out to anybody in the premium Discord holding that long position. Let's see. Shout out to Jesse, says Doge. We checked out Doge. Jesse, I don't know. Jesse might have just gotten here. But we did take a look at, Doge is popping. Holding that POC. Let's go, baby. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Shout out to Matt D says fire stream, bro. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here, guys. Smash the like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these live streams or market updates that we drop on the channel. Because if you guys are subbed and you got those notifications up, you know that these moves, almost every single move on Bitcoin for the past few weeks, months, I don't even know, has not been a surprise to us. Whether it is a move or up or down, the TA has been looking for this. And anybody that was on Friday's live stream knows that we were looking for that continuation down to that 67K POC. And here we are today, sitting at that exact level. Pray for my scalp long. But if not, guys, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get that continuation down. Be careful out there with all the volatility. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully something happens so I can do a market update. If not, I'll see you guys at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, same place, same time. That's all I got. I love each and every single one of you. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up up whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same. I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right. I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life. I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose, and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I think Price is about to do something, guys. We faked out the market makers. We acted like we ended the stream so they would move price. And we might have faked him out here, guys. Come on, baby. Come on, pump it. Pump it, market makers. Do something for the Frankie Candles Live. I know the second I walk downstairs and I go do anything other than stare at this chart, which I've been eyes peeled to the chart for the past hours of the day, I know the second I walk away, they're going to do something, guys. And I tried to trick them, and now it looks like it's just going to start flattening out again. Come on, market makers. Do it. Do something here. Do something. Oh man. Oh God. All right, guys. I'm gonna walk away. Low key gonna watch my phone. But watch this, guys. The second we stop, it's either gonna pump or dump. You watch. But with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Simano. Shout out to Post. Shout out to Chaos. Shout out to P-Dub. How To Channel. Hodl Crypto. Carlo. Why'd I say Carlo? Carl. Cause I can bump it. Or Koozie can, as I like to call him. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to the mods. Show them some love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out.